All right, there we go. That's better. Ugh. All right, thank you. There we go. Hey, what's going on, Garth? You guys, the audio's okay? Let me switch that to here. All right, cool. Sorry about that, man. Somebody turned me on to OBS Streaming Labs, which has some really cool stuff. So I'm mad that didn't actually turn out, but we'll use it next week because I can like switch between graphics and all that kind of cool stuff. But anyway, I should have experimented on it earlier today to make sure it was up and running. All right, cool. All right. Actually, you know what? Let me just let me jump into the Facebook group real quick and let them know we're up and running. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, man. Yeah, Jovan, I don't even know what to say, man. Jovan, I'm technically challenged. Oh. Jeez. Yeah, Rudy. So you know what, man? I have heard nothing on Into the Badlands. So every time we have a live stream, I always kind of try to research to see what the deal is, to see what's going on in terms of it being renewed. And from what I understand, we're still in the same place. No one has picked the show up. I haven't heard anything like anyone leaning towards picking the show up. As of all the stuff that I researched today, nothing. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like I said before, though, I know it does take some time. I know that in most cases, if another network picks up a show, the turnaround time is not immediate. But I haven't heard anything. And normally, like, I know he's not on yet, but like Jin Han would know. And he hasn't said anything about it being picked up on social media because normally he's like really, really on top of that. And if something comes out or up, he'll put that out on Twitter or in the Facebook group or something like that. And I haven't heard anything from him either. So what's going on, King? No, Cobra, I didn't see it. What are they saying? On Cobra said they have a new article out in Variety on ITB. I saw an article today on Hypable about ITB, but it didn't say anything about them picking up the show. Cobra, can you link that article? Raptors in 5. No way, dude. The Raptors, I don't know. The Warriors have some folks that are hurt, but you know what? I don't know, man, because Kevin's not on the floor, and it looks like Clay. Who knows what's going to happen with him tomorrow? And the Raptors actually have a really good shot given what's going on with the Warriors. So I don't know, man. I'll take that back. All right, guys, check out. I'm gonna open up this link, or I'm gonna show this link that Cobra just sent about an article about ITB from Variety. So look in the chat and then check this out. Yeah, that's where my money is, D-Train. I mean, I like the Warriors to win, but honestly, I feel like with the situation that they're in right now, that if anybody has a chance to beat them, I definitely think Toronto does. So we'll see. What do you mean anybody but the Warriors? You must be saying that because they won so many times. That's probably why. So guys, make sure you check out the article in chat because Cobra just posted an article about ITB. I didn't see that today. I saw an article on Hypable, and they weren't talking about the show being renewed. They were just talking about some of the plans that were coming for Into the Badlands. I mean, I'm with you, D-Train. I mean, listen, I'm Golden State all the way. So I'm Steph Curry. That's my man. So I hope they win. I like Kevin too. I actually met Kevin Durant's mom. He's at a wedding as a side note. don't know about that, man. Should the NBA ban the word owners? Never really thought about it. I don't even know if that's a thing. Like, are folks talking about that? I know, like, we're totally off topic, right? I hear you, D Train. Yeah. So, I'm glad you brought that up, Cobra. So, give me a thumbs up if you guys are okay at starting the live stream at 8 as opposed to 9. This is fine with me. I'm flexible. When I get off, I'm home by at least 4:30, so I can start it earlier. So if that works for you guys, I'm cool with that. No, man, I didn't see a review of Godzilla. Oh, so King, link that up. Link that review up. King's gonna link up his review of Godzilla. I know you made some comments on my take on Godzilla. Okay, cool. So a lot of people say we can start at 8:30. That works. All right. Yeah. So again, King, link that review up of Godzilla. You guys know how I felt about Godzilla. I don't know. Who saw Godzilla? Anybody see Godzilla? Just curious. Okay, Cigar said not yet. All right. So a lot of you guys haven't seen it yet. Yeah, I was not a fan of it, but um, yeah, you saw my tweet about The Witcher. Yeah, so Cobra loved Godzilla. I thought it, man. So now I'm gonna be in trouble because you guys are gonna get on me. I thought Godzilla for me was the worst movie I've seen so far this year. That's really what I thought about Godzilla. I mean, I I mean for so many different reasons. I mean, you guys can always go back and watch the review, but just like a quick summation, I thought the acting was bad, which was crazy because they had some A-list actors in there, but I think the writing was bad. I think all the humans, and I know other people have said this, all the humans in the movie made that movie bad. I just it was just I don't know. But then I was told like I don't really know what I'm talking about because I'm not a diehard fan. Because apparently Godzilla like has all of this backstory, all of this lore to it that I don't know, which is true. I'm not a diehard fan. Like there was some stuff going on with Mothra and all that kind of stuff. They're like, and I didn't pick up the Easter eggs, and I was told all that, which is very fair because I don't know about the movie like that. Right. Oh, D Train said he expected it to be bad. So everybody who loves Godzilla, get on D Train because he said he expected it to be bad. It wasn't good to me either. D Train. Yeah. What was that movie with the giant robots? Um, what was that movie with the Jaegers in it? I can't remember what the name of the movie is. People like that movie though. The first one, anyway. That's what it was. It was Pacific Rim. So, all right, guys, let's jump in and talk a little bit about Into the Badlands since we started talking about that. So again, I haven't heard anything for those folks that just popped on. I haven't heard anything new about ITB in terms of it being renewed or anything like that. I have no idea what's going on. I know that the initiative is still going on to keep the show live, and there's always potential there, but I haven't heard anybody like on the bubble about picking it up. I know that someone just posted. I think it was Cobra. See, that's how bad my memory is. Just posted an article, said Variety had an article about it today. So, but I don't know anything in terms of what's going on. I did reach out to Daniel Wu on Instagram again because I wanted to try and get him on to do kind of like a post, I guess a post Into the Badlands interview, but he said he's busy. He said he's super busy. So, maybe I'll reach out to Sherman Augustus to see if he might be able to come on and talk a little bit about it. But those guys, a lot of those guys are working on other things. So, you know what? Javon, I don't think the HBO will pick it up because I think they have all this other stuff on deck. You know, there's supposed to be a prequel that's coming out for Game of Thrones. You know, they have Watchmen coming up. They got a lot of other stuff on deck, and I think that they're looking at where they're going to sink their dollars. And as I've said before, from what I understand, ITV is not a cheap show to produce. I think it was one of the most expensive shows on AMC to produce. That's what I heard anyway. Get Waldo on the show. Everybody wants to see Waldo back. Yeah, Waldo was a beast. I would love to see, especially if like they had a season 4, I would love to see Waldo come back into that picture because, man, I'm telling you, the season 4 with the addition of the gun, and that's what that article was about on Hyperbowl that I read today. It was talking about how adding the gun would change like everything, and they had a whole idea of where they were going with that because that was supposed to be kind of like the game changer that would take the show in a bit of a different direction. You would still have the martial arts element, but you would also have guns as well, which I did say in the last live that I think would be cool because I think it would be something like John Wick, but the martial arts would be even more hyped up than what it was in that movie, which was phenomenal, by the way. So I wouldn't mind actually seeing that. At first I was anti-gun, but I'm like, nah, actually that gun might work. I think it might be cool. I don't know, man. Garth was saying what I like to see AMC make their own superhero series. Like, what are we talking? Like their own, developing their own superhero, kind of like a Hancock type deal with Will Smith? Or are you talking about like a Marvel or DC, you know, property being picked up on AMC? Kamikaze, what's going on, man? What is AMC? It's a network that Into the Badlands is on. That's funny. Hey, Envy, what's going on, buddy? You know what? You know what, Kyle? I wouldn't mind seeing that kind of like ITB, kind of being like a John Woo gun inspired movie show. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing an ITB movie too. Like I would be okay with that if AMC did something like that, gave us something like that. They're doing it for what's the other show, The Walking Dead. Yeah. Assam, he did Bumbar. He Bumbar. He got the beat down last week. He was talking about Assam and Warrior. Got the crap beat out of him. I thought he was going to get the crap beat out of him too. Have any of you guys started watching Warrior yet? By the way, anybody started picking it up? Just curious. Show me in the chat. I want an idea of who's picking it up, who's watching it. Yeah, man. Everybody envy. Everybody is sad it's gone. Everybody misses ITV. It's like a loss, man. Oh man, Garth, you're still not watching it. Javon, you forgot? Yeah, Warrior's a beast. So for everybody who is not watching Warrior, you only have one more episode. The episode on Friday is the last one for the season, but they're renewing it for season 2. Hold on, Irene. I'm going to answer that. Warrior's a beast. When I tell you Warrior is good, I'm telling you, I said in the last Warrior video that if you're an ITB fan, you should be watching Warrior. I want to emphasize it is not the same show. It's not the same show. And what you will miss from Into the Badlands is not present in Warrior. Like you're not going to get the fantasy aspect of it, kind of the dystopian future and all of that kind of good stuff. You're certainly not going to get the high flying martial arts and all of the wire work and all that kind of good stuff. But having said all of that, is Warrior a good show? Absolutely. And if you like ITB, I'm telling you, I think that you will like Warrior. Now, I will agree with Jen Han, who was on here, I think maybe 2 streams ago, and he said you got to watch at least the first 5 episodes of Warrior. You got to give yourself that. And if you don't like it after that, then maybe it's not your cup of tea. But I'm going to tell you, man, every time I see that show, I'm like, good grief, this is a good show. Not even from a whole bunch of stuff, man, not just the martial arts aspect of the show. I'm telling you how they tell that story is super good, and the characters with all the different layers and what they do with the editing. I'm telling you, if you're not watching Warrior, you should be watching Warrior. It is super, super good. Hey, what's going on, Tremaine? Hey, man, Tremaine. So I got a question for you. We haven't gotten to it yet, but you know I'm going to ask you what you think about Pattinson playing Batman, because I don't know, man. I don't know about that, but apparently it's official. Yep, that's right, D-Train. Robert Pattinson, Twilight, and Harry Potter himself, or the guy from Twilight and Harry Potter, he was in both of those, is playing Batman. It is official. That's hilarious. The feedback in chat. People are like, no. But all right, so let me say this. Let me throw this monkey wrench in there about Batman, because I will say this, because I was challenged to go back and look at some of his work, not just like his big title stuff, his Hollywood kind of blockbuster work, but apparently he's done a lot of indie stuff too. And some of the indie stuff he's done is really not bad. I can almost see it, but my big problem with Pattinson playing Batman is like he's typecast to me, but maybe that's just me. He's always going to be the pale-faced vampire from Twilight. I can't get past that. So Kyle, you're saying you can't see it, and Batman is your guy. Very funny, Javon. I gotta take this. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna take this other webcam down because I keep looking at this camera, that camera, and not the one I'm supposed to be looking at. All right, there we go. Yeah, so apparently, man, it was between him and I think was it Jason Holt or something like that. They were looking at for Batman, but they got like a whole rollout for it, and Matt Reeves is directing it. And if you don't know who Matt Reeves is, you probably know two movies that he's done that did really well, and those were the Planet of the Apes movies. That's the same director that's directing the new Batman. So if you think that a director can make or break a movie, then maybe you should be excited about Pattinson, because he is directing this film. I just don't even know if Matt Reeves can save it. And I like the stuff that he's done, but I just don't see, like, what are they going to do? Like, the dude has to bulk up. All the Batmans we've got in the past have been, well, that's not true. The last Batman we had was bigger. Affleck was bigger, but I mean, I just don't, I don't know, man. Like, what are they going to do? Is he going to bulk up? He's got to do something, because the pictures I've seen of him as of late, I mean, that would be a Batman that you would like really need to feed, because he's super skinny. So that doesn't fit the profile, at least not the Dark Knight profile. Why do you say that, Kamikaze SJW Batman? That's funny. You know what? Yeah, a lot of people don't like him. And then I heard this too, which I think is a mistake. I want to ask you guys a question about this, because from what I'm hearing, this Batman might not be part of the DCEU. So let me tell you my thoughts on that. DC, and I'm much more of a Marvel guy. You guys can see that hands down. But I think Tremaine is a DC guy. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tremaine, but I think you're a DC guy. So you might have some more to say about this. But I don't think that DC should make any film that's a standalone film. Just like in Shazam, they mention the other characters, so you might have a hint that even those folks are within the Shazam world. I don't think DC should make a standalone film, because if they're trying to have the success that Marvel had in building the MCU, every movie DC makes needs to be a movie towards a possible build of the DCEU. You can't you can't keep making standalone movies. At least if those movies revolve around Batman and Superman, because we've seen a ton of them. Not that they haven't been good, but if you're gonna build out your character base, then you need to make all of those characters essentially a part of the DCEU so you can really grow and expand your movie base. That's just my thought on that. Yeah, I know, Tremaine. They made some mentions in Shazam that let us know that he was part of the DCEU. So I'm curious about this because I can't figure it out when it comes to DC and Marvel. I don't understand what is going on with DC. Like, why are they not having the success that Marvel has had? Is it because of how Feige has structured things and all the movies are kind of interconnected? It can't be the acting because they have A-list actors, and the writers of a lot of these movies are good as well, and the directors. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand why they like keep dropping the ball with a lot of stuff. You think it's Snyder, Javon? Could be, man. It could be the director. So Kai says he thinks the DC is playing catch up. It could be that too, though. It could be that Kyle was saying that it could be bad management from the WB. It could be. So the thing is, Javon, like I feel like they could copy Marvel. They could do what Marvel did, and that's why I said they have to keep the movies interconnected. I think they were trying to do what Marvel did. I don't know why it's not working. I don't know. Okay, so Javon's saying that he thinks they need to find their own structure. And that is true, Tremaine. Marvel did take decades to do what they did before they built. So Garth, you're saying you don't think the new Spawn movie will be any good? I'm kind of curious about the new Spawn movie, honestly. From what I understand, it's going to have a horror bent to it, or it will be more like a horror movie. Um, of course, you can see them going with that direction. That direction was Spawn, which would be cool. But I kind of want to see how they're going to pull that off, especially when you think about the Michael Jai White Spawn from whatever that was, 1990 something was that, or was that early 2000s? I can't remember. That is true, Donald. That is true. Marvel does have a bigger universe than DC. And that's just like our universe, the 616 universe, not including the multiverse and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, it is, Leroy. We were just talking about Warrior, man. Warrior is off the chain. Warrior is good, man. Oh, so if some of you guys are excited about Spawn, how many of you guys are looking forward to the New Mutant? Sorry, I've had mixed reviews about that because I think that's supposed to be like a horror movie as well. And does anybody know if they're in the MCU or not? Anybody have any idea about that? That's right. Spawn Comics did start in 1990 because wasn't I'm sorry, you guys, I'm all over the place. I'm looking at your comments coming in on chat and like jumping all over the place. Wasn't Todd McFarlane one of the original artists for Spawn, the same guy that did Spider-Man? He did my favorite rendition of Spider-Man. Oh, all right. So there you go. So Tremaine is jumping in and saying the Arrowverse is just as big as the MCU. I have no idea. So I trust Tremaine. I trust you on that. Yeah, Donald, we all do, man. We all do. It's so crazy. Donald said he still wants to return to ITB. So some of you guys know, or you might not know. I don't even know. Like, I don't know what I was thinking when I even started this. But I put out a post on social media, and I may have put it out on the channel too, saying that I was ranking every fight from Into the Badlands, every episode, every season, ranking all the fights, which I'm currently working on right now, and it's a huge, huge undertaking. So I'm looking forward to see what you guys think about that, because man, it's I didn't realize, man. I didn't realize how much I was biting off. I didn't know. That's all. That's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm looking forward to getting it done and then getting it to you guys to see what you think about it. Yeah, I heard that. I know that McFarlane created his own company. He got together with a couple of guys, and didn't Todd create Image? Is Image under McFarlane? All right, so that's it, you guys. Envy Warren has officially lost his mind because he said that Godzilla was great. Envy is excommunicado. I'm just playing. So you guys heard also about Keanu Reeves is now in the MCU. It is official that he will be part of the Eternals movie, which is going to be in Phase 4. Did you guys know that? Tremaine, you have a video up about the Arrowverse? If you do, link it up. Put it in the chat. I don't know, man. I don't know how they're gonna wrap up Warriors season one. Ordinary Taco, Ordinary Taco. That name's awesome, by the way. I don't know. You know what? Oh, somebody asked a question about what's gonna happen in Warrior with Assam and his sister. Whew. I don't. So my personal take about Mei Ling and Assam is I think Mei Ling is done. I think that she, because of what's happened to her in her past, and she's got that grip on power now with basically like all of the Tom, even though there's some shady stuff that's going to go on there because you saw what happened at the end of that movie. I mean, at the end of the show. I don't know. I don't know, man. Shoot, that's his sister. I don't know if he's going to reconnect with her or not, but I don't know, man. Like, he's all by himself now. He can't go back to the Hop Way. He can't go to his sister. Basically, all he has is a toy. That's it. And I don't know how they're gonna wrap up the season one with the rest of with this final episode. I don't know. Warrior is on Cinemax. So the thing about Warrior, Envy, is that you gotta kind of like, you can get it. I have it through Hulu. It was like an extra $9 a month. I don't know if you can get it directly through like Cinemax.com, which maybe somebody knows in the community might know. But I have it through Cinemax, or you could get it through like if your cable provider or whoever you have. We have Comcast here, but it's on Cinemax. Comes on at 10 o'clock on Friday nights. It's really good, man. Super good. You've heard me yelling about it. It's an awesome show. So Angela's saying the Cinemax has an app, but she doesn't know if it works. You can't get Cinemax, Donald. I don't know if there's any way around that. I think he's gonna do that too, though, D Money. I think he sees the vision of a toy who really wants to help like the station of the Chinese people in San Francisco. That's her broader vision. Because you remember that last episode when she kind of gave that speech in about how like everybody else in America kind of has their piece of the pie, so to speak. Why not the Chinese? Because the country is a country of immigrants. And he responds, and he's like, they're never going to give that to us. And she was like, no, they might not give it to us, but they might give it to those that come after us. So I think that he's going to kind of grab hold to what her mission is. But the thing about, like, everybody in Warrior is playing an angle. It kind of reminds me of ITB in the first season, where you didn't know what was going on because it seemed like everybody was playing an angle and you didn't quite know who was on the up and up. So Warrior has so many characters like that. It's hard to know who to trust. So who knows? Okay, Tremaine, cool. I'll check it out. So guys, I mean, just FYI, Tremaine, he's in the chat. Tremaine Terrence, you might want to check out his channel. He has a lot of DC content. I don't have a lot of DC on mine, and he knows a lot more about DC than I do. So you guys might want to hop over there and check out what he's got going on. Yeah, definitely do that as well. Oh, I do want to say this too. I'm glad you said that, Envy. Envy just said sub to Tremaine. So if you guys have other channels going on, I know some of you guys do, some of you guys don't. I'm all about supporting the community. So if you guys have other channels going on and I don't know about, let me know. And I definitely will subscribe, because again, one of the things that makes this community so great is really you. So if you got other stuff going on YouTube, let me know so I can definitely support. I mean, if you're doing anything on YouTube, if you're growing a channel, you know how hard it is to grow. So let me know, man. I will be more than happy to support, because you guys are the reason why we are where we are today. When does the Umbrella Academy 2 come out? Umbrella Academy was good. I was shocked at how good that was. Is 2 out yet? Banshee does sound pretty good too. Okay, so spring most likely. You know what else is good on Netflix? Anybody watch The Protector? Somebody might have mentioned that in the comments from last week. The Protector is good. Oh, Angela's saying Banshee's really good. Yeah, Leroy, I agree with you, man. Like, I think Mei Ling is in danger. And I think that last scene from episode 9, where Officer Lee gets the crap beat out of him, and that's a problem too now, because Officer Lee got the crap beat out of him, and Bill is like, okay, whoever has done this is going to get it. So now the police is effectively pulled into that struggle between the tongues. Like, they can't just police Chinatown and stay hands free, because now Officer Lee got the crap beat out of him by Dustin Nguyen. Somebody told me that. Maybe it was somebody in the comments, but that's the same guy from 21 Jump Street way back in the day, if any of you guys saw it. But yeah, since that happened, now the police are pulled into that conflict. So it's really going to be on now. Like, things are going to be super volatile in Chinatown. But I think that might be a setup for the police to actually try and take Mei Ling out. So oh, I wanted to know what you guys think about this too. So they have wrapped up the filming for The Witcher. They're ready to go. They're ready to roll it out. So we'll probably see it on Netflix in sometime in the fall. And that might be one of the reasons why Netflix didn't pick up ITB. I know that Jen Han said that Netflix, when they tried to present ITB to them, that Netflix said that they're producing their own content. But I do know that Netflix sank a whole bunch of money into The Witcher. It is their big combatant to the Lord of the Rings series coming out on Amazon Prime. But what do you guys think about this? I think it is a mistake for Netflix to introduce The Witcher seasonally, meaning you can binge watch the whole season. You will not keep the hype of that show as high as it could be unless you rolled it out episode by episode weekly. I put something like that on Instagram. Same thing that Game of Thrones did. They made you wait. Same thing that ITV did. Like, we couldn't wait. You guys remember that. We could not wait to see the next episode. I do not think that ITV would have had the same fan enthusiasm if we were able to binge the whole season in 2 or 3 days. I don't think it would have been as powerful. The fact that we had to wait episode by episode made the show that much more enjoyable. And I think that Netflix should do the same thing with The Witcher. If they roll it out the whole season at once, I don't think that's going to be good. They should take a note from Game of Thrones. I'm just curious to know what you think about that. I agree. Like, the hype dies. Yep. Yeah, man. So we'll see what they do, but I don't know. We'll see what they do. Oh, I think I asked you guys this also. Man, see, there's so much stuff coming out. That reminds me, I got to share something with you guys before folks, blah, I can't speak wascally wabbit. I got the Elmer Fudd syndrome. Oh man, what was I gonna say? Jeez, now I lost my train of thought. Might be because last night I went back. I got actually back on the jiu-jitsu mats and got the living tar beat out of me. Man, I got all kinds of stuff. Kimura, rear naked choked, bow and arrow choked, you name it. It was done to me last night. But I can't remember what I was gonna say. I hope you're right. I hope you're right, Valor. We'll see. Oh, absolutely, Angela. Absolutely. Angela asked, are we going to cover Wu Assassins? Absolutely. Looking forward to that. That's not out yet. Have I missed it? I'm trying to keep up with so much stuff. I don't think that comes out in the fall, right, Angela? I think it's the fall. Okay, it's September. Oh, that reminds me too. I don't know. I know there's some folks here from the Facebook group, but if you guys haven't checked out Kung Fu, I think it's Kung Fu Drive podcast. They did an interview with Jason Tobin from Warrior. That's super good. I wish I actually had it linked up. I would put it in the chat. It's super good. It's Kung Fu Drive podcast. They've interviewed, like, almost all of our ITV folks have been interviewed on this show. It's like the number 20, I think, 20th ranked best Kung Fu podcast that's out. That interview is crazy good. So if you guys haven't seen it, if I can remember, I'll link it up when I do all the SEO stuff for this after we're done, and I put it on the channel because it's really good. I never heard of that, Donald. Oh, wait. I have to wear a stainless steel collar. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I gotta see if I can get to one of those on Amazon. Yeah, Wu Assassin should be really good, man. Should be really, really good. How many of you guys are looking forward to Swamp Thing? Swamp Thing looks good. It looks really good too. Like I said, man, there's so much to watch. It's just crazy. There you are. Hey, Jinhan, what's going on? So now that you've hopped on, man, we talked earlier on about ITB, and I was saying I didn't know anything that was new. I know that an article was shared in the chat about something that came out in Variety. Something came out in Hypable today, but nothing was new about picking up the show. And I know you kind of have your ear to the street, so to speak, as it relates to what's going on with ITB. Have you heard anything new? Yeah, I agree, Tremaine. Swamp Thing looks really good. Like I can't wait to see that for real. Oh, is it already out? Oh wow, I'm behind. Okay. All right, guys. So let's see what Jen Han says. I know I just asked him a big question. So all right, I gotta check it out, Tremaine. Thanks for the heads up. I didn't realize it was out yet. Every Friday. Okay. Okay. 10 episodes. Cool. I think Swamp Thing is on DC streaming, Javon, which isn't too expensive. I think it's like $4 or $5 or something like that. Oh, okay. Let's see what Jen Han said. Okay, so I'm just going to read it, you guys, just because it's easier, I guess, for you to hear me. So here's Jen Han's response to my question about ITB. Let's see if I can stop the chat. I don't know if I can do that. Sadly, no, not much of an update. Only thing is that the Deadwood-like spinoff you talked about before, and with the article, Algo said he's considering possible graphic novel continuation. Okay, so there you have it. And I know that Jen Han is on top of this. So he was saying no, he hasn't heard anything new, except for maybe I think the possibility of the Deadwood spinoff. But I haven't even heard if, from what I've heard, that's not there. That's not something that's being taken or gotten off the ground. And then the possibility of a graphic novel, which you guys know is a possibility. We talked about that before. So. What? So Gar said Netflix is doing a Jurassic World reveal series. Hmm. I'm telling you, man, everybody is trying to be king of the mountain when it comes to streaming. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar. This is a super old movie, so I don't. This will depend on how old you are. But with the Dark Crystal movies, and Netflix has a Dark Crystal series coming out, which actually should be pretty good because they're using a lot of practical effects. There's not a whole bunch of CGI in it, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. So the Deadwood movie, D Train, was Al was talking about a spinoff for ITB that was kind of like the show Deadwood. So Al Go was saying, imagine Deadwood with martial arts. And the whole idea was that they were going to spin the show off and actually have the show continue with the son and I think the widow was having a daughter with the son and daughter of the widow and Sonny's son, and continue the show there, kind of in a Western setting. And I think I read something about Baji being a part of the show, and it's set in a town, and Baji's almost like an advisor. But you would still have martial arts, but you would have guns involved as well. And because you remember that last scene from the last episode of season 3 in ITB where I forgot his name, but he finds the gun, and they were thinking about spinning a spinoff from that. And which at first I wasn't really feeling that, but after seeing John Wick, I said this last week. After seeing John Wick, I was like, man, a Deadwood spinoff, something like that would be good. Like where you took like that type of gunfighting and then like elevated the martial arts, because we all love the gunfighting in John Wick. So if you took that and like 10x'd it with the martial arts, I could see that actually being very good. So I would love to see something like that happen. I'd be okay with that. Very okay with that. Yeah, man. The Dark Crystal Garth that's a super old movie. I was like a kid when that came out, but they're talking about bringing it back. All right, you guys. I am about to show you a link from Jen Han. Looks like something that came from Forbes. Oh yeah, I think that's the article we were talking about. So check it out. Jen Han just linked it up in the chat, and that's the article that talks about the Deadwood spinoff. Yeah, with the gift, Kevin, I can totally see it. Like that, it's crazy because ITB within itself is a show like we've never seen before. There's nothing like ITB out, nothing. And I could almost see if you took what we've gotten in ITB with the gift and the martial arts execution and paired that with a Western and guns, man, again, it would be another show that you've never seen anything like before. I am for that. I would love to see that happen. And hopefully Al and Miles can pitch that to a network and they see the potential of having something fresh and new like that come across, because man, I would watch that. That would be awesome. All right. So I got another article from Jen Han. That one's from IndieWire. Yeah, thanks, Envy. I'm a little bit insane sometimes. Ask my wife, she'll verify. Oh, the first one, sorry, you guys. The first post was for The Witcher. Sorry, Jahan. And the second one was for ITB. I said before that The Witcher has like crazy potential. I think Envy was like, I'm crazy for this, but I'm telling you, man, I think The Witcher could be bigger than Game of Thrones. I really, really do. If you like high fantasy, and keep in mind, The Witcher is high fantasy. Game of Thrones was not high fantasy. The only fanciful elements you had in Game of Thrones was Melisandre and the dragons, and maybe I think the Nameless or the Faceless, the crew that what's her name, that killed the Night King. I can't remember her name, that she hooked up with, and maybe the Dire Wolves too. But like Game of Thrones is not high fantasy. But if you like high fantasy, when I say high fantasy, I'm talking about like Lord of the Rings. I'm talking about dwarves, elves, all that kind of stuff. The Witcher has all that. I'm trying to tell you, if The Witcher comes out well, if they do it well, The Witcher has the potential to be fabulous. If you've played the video game, then you have some idea. But if you've read the books, then you know The Witcher has, it's crazy. There's so much that could be done with The Witcher because of the lore. The story is good. The characters are good. Here's what you should do. If you've not read it and you're like me, who I'm a super slow reader, so Amazon gets a sizable, or not Amazon, but Audible gets a sizable portion of my check every month because I just have audio books that I can buy. Get the audio book. Maybe I can. I wonder if I'll get in trouble if I just share it on here, because you can get like one free. I don't know how to pull the link up, but maybe next week if I can, I'll share it on here and listen to the audio book. Best audio book read I have ever heard. The Witcher has major, major potential. All right, now I'm checking the chat to see if Envy is getting on me. Now he hasn't said anything mean about me yet. That's good. Yeah. Oh wait, he did. Yeah, he did. It's Audible. Yeah, get it, man. Incidentally, I had to read this too. If you're going to start the series, if you haven't started reading it, you start with The Last Wish, because there's like 7 different books. So start with The Last Wish. You'll see like the audiobook, man, will pull you in, and the characters are amazing. Envy said he's never mean. He's mean to me all the time, you guys. Go back and look at the comments about the things that Envy says to me. It's really bad. Like, I'm in therapy for it now. It's really bad. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. Yeah, the game was fun. I really liked The Witcher. So I was hoping that they come out with a Witcher 4, because I really like The Witcher. I think the last one was like The Wild Hunt or something like that. I appreciate that, Tremaine. You know what, Kyle? It's funny that you say that, because people were complaining about Henry Cavill playing Geralt because they said that they didn't think that he had the look. But if a dude tells me, an actor tells me that he's a huge fan of the source material, then I'm good with that, because there's nothing worse than having something epic, something that has really, really good source material, and you either get a director or an actor that is not a fan of the source material. Because if that happens, then you got a 50-50 shot of the work being good. That's one of the reasons why I'm excited about the Lord of the Rings series from Amazon. I know that Jeff Bezos, of course, is not directing it, but he's a big fan of the source material. So you know that he's going to make sure that it's done right. You know what? So I would say this, Tremaine. Get if you can get Audible and you can get the first book you can get for free. So you don't have to pay for it. It's like a trial. So if you're not into The Witcher, fair enough. But I would say at least, unless you want to buy the book, if you have the time to read, or if you're not a slow reader as me, and I'm super slow. Like I probably couldn't get a job as a receptionist or something because my reading and my typing is very slow. Get the audiobook, listen to the audiobook, and then just let me know what you think. And if you still think, then that's fair enough. But I think you can get that first audiobook from Audible for free. Yeah, that's what I heard, too, man. I heard he's like a huge fan of the Witcher material, so he should be really good as Geralt. I see. I got you. So, Envy, you're feeling like you don't know about Cavill being able to pull off the acting. At first, I was a little bit worried about that, because I do think you're right about that, Envy. I do think that the character of Geralt is kind of complex in terms of how to portray him. So to bring him across in live action, like I can see that being very difficult to do. I do agree with that, even though he's a big fan. I mean, I'm hoping that he can pull it off. And I love the fact that he loves the source material, which makes me very hopeful. But at the same time, I almost think anybody playing that character is going to have it's going to be a challenge to actually get in character, so to speak, for Geralt, because he's such a unique character in the books. Yeah, cool, man, Tremaine. Just check it out and then just let me know what you think. Wait, what does that say? I don't even know what that is, Javon. What's Cyberpunk 2017? Should I know what that is? Is that bad that I don't know what that is, Javon? I agree, Envy, especially for the fans. I totally agree. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't even know that. Huh. Oh, CP2 2077. So I gotta check that out because I don't really know much about it. Okay. I can you Javon, can you link that up? Can you link the trailer up by any chance? Yes, I could. I should be able to remember it. So that's a game coming out. Man, I've gotten so guys, you know how many games I bought you guys that I can't play? And I have a buddy of mine that's like, did you play this? Did you play that? I'm like, man, I haven't played anything. I bought it, but I haven't played it, haven't had time to play it. Oh, since we're on that, you guys, let me just share this with you really quickly. So, if you guys were here last week, I talked about going part time on my job, but I had to interview. They just didn't give it to me. I actually got both. I had to interview twice with two different schools. Both of them offered me the position. So in the fall, I will be part time on my job. So it will give me more time to devote to the channel. So you guys, give me well wishes, prayers. I'll take them all, because it will give me more time to the channel. And the cool thing about my position with my job is that at part time, I still have full benefits. So that was a good thing. So it allowed me to be able to cut back and spend more time on the channel and still put food on the table. So that's an update. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good for the benefits, definitely. I couldn't have done it if we didn't get the benefits. So I appreciate that. Thanks. I'll let you know, Jermaine. Thanks. Oh, I'm just curious about this too. How many of you guys are watching The Blacklist? Anybody? I think I asked this before. I can't remember. I think I did. What's going on, Kyle? I haven't watched Red yet. Or maybe I haven't watched Red. I don't know. Is this last season Red? The latest season? I know my wife is catching up from past seasons, so I can't remember if I'm watching Red or not. Okay. Devon says Blacklist is not his thing. James Spader. I think Assassin's Creed could make a good TV show. I think the writing for it would be kind of hard, but I think it could make a good TV show. Yeah, James Spader's he's a beast. So most of the Marvel shirts that you see, like the things that you see me wearing in the videos, they come from Amazon, and a few of them my wife got me, but they come from Amazon, or like somebody will buy me, like a family member or something like that will buy them for me. So oh yeah, everybody's looking forward to Wu Assassins, I believe. It should be. That should be pretty good. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me too, you guys. Sorry, stuff is just popping in my head, but how many of you guys are planning to see Dark Phoenix? I've got tickets to see it on Thursday. Anybody? Anybody says no? Yeah, it does look terrible, man. It does. It does, Jermaine. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm not super optimistic about it. It absolutely looks terrible. But I'm hopeful, man. I'm hopeful. If that's not a contradiction, not being optimistic and hopeful. Can you be both of those at the same time? I don't know. But anyway, nonetheless, I'm going to see it. She thinks it's a last stand rehash. I actually can kind of see that. Wow. So a lot of you guys not planning on seeing it. Now I'm interested to see what the numbers will be like. I'm interested to see what happens if Feige pulls the X-Men into the MCU, and if that makes any difference in how they deal with that property. I know that there's some. I think it may have been Tremaine the last time that said that even though the merger between Fox and Disney is done, they still don't own all of the characters. I think that was you, Tremaine, that said that the last time. Oh boy. It's really interesting. Like when I think about all the stuff that is going on with movies now, and then you do have a lot of people talking about social warrior things in movies, which to me is fascinating because I don't know. I feel like we've kind of turned that corner to focus on things like that. But the thing about superhero movies and the social justice piece, which is weird to me, you guys can let me know what you think about this, is that like sometimes I don't understand why we're having that conversation when you're talking about superhero movies, whether they be from DC or Marvel. because like everything's in those universes. You have female superheroes. You have minority superheroes. You've got like a mix of everything. So it's not like people are making up stuff or making up heroes to put in a movie. They're already part of the world build. So it's always interesting when I hear people talk about that with certain things. So I just figured I would put that out there. I know that some folks were complaining about The Witcher too, because I think that there were some characters in The Witcher that they made minorities, and I believe that the writer of The Witcher said that she did that because she wanted it to have more broader appeal. I think the whole thing is interesting, kind of with what's going on with that. Hmm. I'm looking forward to that. Actually, The Boys from Amazon. What? Deadly Class is canceled? Oh wow. We need Hal Bundy back, D Train. Man, I didn't know Deadly Class was canceled. That's something. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Captain Marvel either. I did like her in Endgame though. Jeez. But I'll bet you Deadly Class either ends up on Hulu or Netflix. Man, I'm telling you, man, I feel like I don't know. I feel like a lot of the streaming platforms or a lot of the networks are clearing money for other things. It's a big war going on now. Everybody's trying to get everybody's eyeballs. Mm-mm-mm. Man, you leave her alone, Tremaine. She was good at Endgame. I like Captain Marvel in Endgame. I did not like her in her own movie. Her own standalone movie was I wasn't a fan of that. I hadn't heard anything about that Garb HBO. I mean AMC working on the Cross series. I don't know. I will say in terms of Endgame, I liked Brie Larson even as an actor better in Endgame. She wasn't the best fit for Captain Marvel to me. I just wasn't a big fan of how they executed that movie. That was my biggest problem with her. It wasn't even her so much per se, but it was how they executed that movie that I wasn't a fan of. All right, you guys, I'm about to sign off. Man, this has been awesome as always. So next week we will move things to 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, if that's cool with everybody. I asked that question earlier for those of you guys who popped on a little bit late. If we moved it up, it looks like that will allow more people to jump in. And next week I'm going to try. I'm going to try to do this through OBS Streamlabs because there's a lot more I can do in terms of like bringing in clips of stuff and all that kind of good stuff. So we're going to try and do that again. So I might fool around with it between now and then. So if you see me go live, it's because I don't know what I'm doing and I'm just trying to make sure OBS works before we go live again. But all right, guys, I will see you guys next week, 8 o'clock Tuesday Eastern Standard Time. Man, this is always awesome, you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are great. The conversation is always great, man. You guys add to the live, man. Like I said, for me, it's just this is like one of the best parts. I wish I could do everything live. That would be cool. Because it's just getting to hang out with you guys and go back and forth and actually getting your reaction and feedback and all that kind of good stuff in real time. So all of that is much appreciated. All right, guys, I will see you again next week. I don't even know. I'm hoping to finish the ITB ranking all the fights soon. I don't even want to say when because it's taking me a lot longer than I thought. Like I said, it was a bigger project than what I thought it would be, but it should be pretty cool. Also, guys, if you are on Instagram, please make sure that you connect with me there. I'm trying to be better about that, so I'm posting a lot more on Instagram as well. All right, I don't even know what my Instagram. What's my Instagram name? I guess I should put it in the chat. That goes to show you how savvy I am with Instagram. So I think it's Instagram.com/darkside reviews. I don't know what it is. That's really sad. It's actually kind of pathetic. Nobody's saying it in the chats, but it is. I don't know what it is. I'll put it in the description. Follow me on Instagram. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. As always, hate to always say it, but please visit the Patreon page if you are able to support. It is very, very helpful. $2 a month is what we are asking for. So if you can do that, you guys, thank you so much. And thank you for everybody else who is supporting. Some folks supporting directly through PayPal as well. All right, guys. I will see you. Signing off. Peace. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Peace.